Hey there, baseball fans. Nathan Rohde and Shooter Hunt here with the latest episode of Coffee and Curveballs. Shooter, it's finally here. We had opening weekend of college baseball, but that also means high school stuff is off to a start. We've got games, baby.
Yeah, all over the country, but especially, Rhodey, you were down in Florida and Georgia, two of the premier draft-rich talent states, and it was awesome for me to watch from a distance.
Yeah, well, it was even more awesome to be there. So let's jump in with a few of those standouts. First off, in Florida, Zac Veen. I mean, what can you say? The guy's added 20, 25 pounds of muscle, which he was already a big-time hitter in the first place. Now that power's really starting to play. Put on a show in batting practice. And then he didn't really fill the stat sheet on the weekend, but he's facing guys throwing in the mid-90s, and he looks completely comfortable up there. He's not overmatched. He's getting good swings on the ball, even if he's not squaring it up. I mean, that was a big weekend for Veen.
Yeah, and you're not just drafting strictly on results, especially at the high school level.
Right.
And from a distance, Doug Freeman did a great job in Florida. That is the premier event to kick off the high school season, the preseason classic. But Zac Veen, you're rolling out for your first two games against mid-90s. I think both guys touched 97. And I'm watching it through the stream, and he did not look anxious at all. Very in control, smoothly loading throughout. It looked like just another walk in the park for him, and that swing is real pretty to watch. And I think he's going to have a chance to really hit and could be called pretty early on day one.
Yes, he certainly could. So, but also down in Florida, we got a look at Carson Montgomery, who's added a little bit of weight. He told me he only added about 10 pounds, but I think what he really did was turned everything that he had into good weight. He's definitely looks a lot stronger now, and that translated on that mound. Shooter, you were watching the live stream. That stuff looks really easy. It's 92 to 95. He's still got that slider in there, even though if he wasn't as consistent with it as we've seen in the past. But they add in the feel that he has for a changeup, and I mean, you want a big league starter. That's how you draw it up right there.
Yeah, it's a serious workhorse frame. I was texting you while you're there saying that frame stands out above anybody else I've seen in the class, pitching wise. It's just a thick lower half. Looks like he put in some work in the weight room, really getting after it there. But he's going to be able to throw a lot of innings. And though the slider wasn't as sharp, shoot, it's just still mid-February. I would say that by the time April comes around, he'll be more than ready to go with that thing, getting tons of swings and misses.
Yeah, he certainly will. After Florida, I headed up onto Georgia for the Georgia Dugout Club tournament. My main focus there was obviously third baseman Jordan Walker, big-time bat in this 2020 class, and he didn't disappoint. It took all of 3 pitches, Shooter, before he launched a PBR bomb squad to left field, rounded the bases, got the gold chain at the end, had a single and a double on Saturday. I mean, he gets down the line to 4-4. He played a little shortstop. Nobody thinks that that's going to happen down the road, but he moves well. He's a good athlete, and obviously some big-time power coming in that bat.
Yeah, you don't always get a chance to see the top draft guys see many good pitches, but it seemed like Jordan Walker had no issue handling some good pitchers and whatever is thrown his way. So I'm pumped that you were there to check him out, getting those hits. It will be interesting to see how his defense comes into play, shifting over to third base. From talking with you, it sounds like he can stick there for a while. But if that powerful bat plays, another guy who would be called very early on.
Indeed. So speaking of home runs, let's jump now into the PBR bomb squad as the season has started. Starting off in Florida, we got Corey Robinson, a 2021, 95 coming in. He don't care. He going to square it up, center field, home run.
Ooh, and then Drew Burris in Georgia, just a freshman, 2023, lacing this one for a home run. Oh, look at the hoodie, looking like a young Nick Madrigal. And then Mac Horvath, one of our favorites. He was in Minnesota. Now he's down in Florida. He's a North Carolina recruit, but it's big power, and he can run. This is another draft name to know.
It certainly is. But then back in Georgia, we've got Carter Holton, a left-handed hitting outfielder and left-handed pitcher, but he goes bomb squad in this one. And oh, by the way, guess what? We're going to transition to spin zone because Carter Holton's in that too. Might be the first time ever we got a bomb squad and spin zone for the same guy, but he got some swings and misses with that breaking ball.
And then we headed down to Mississippi where Caleb Garner was dropping in a nice little hammer here. And then South Carolina recruit out of Georgia, Samuel Simpson with some firm stuff.
Indeed. Finally, we're going to wrap it up with a junior college arm in Mitchell Parker. He's big time. He's got a hammer. Look to hear his name called fairly early on in the 2020 draft. So there you have it, Shooter. Look at a swing through Florida and Georgia and starting off the 2020 season with Bomb Squad and Spin Zone. Be sure to stay tuned to PrepBaseballReport.com for more spring coverage. And as always, for Shooter Hunt, I'm Nathan Rohde. This was Coffee and Curveballs. And until next time, we'll see you guys at the ballpark.